The 13-year-old victim met the suspect on Facebook. From Facebook, they exchanged numbers. In this police report, it says they referred to each other as hubby and wifey in those phone conversations, and they met up here in a wooded area next to an elementary school. People are taking their phones out to take pictures of people on the dunes despite these signs, and then taking their frustration to social media. According to the search warrant, one victim who interviewed with police said he was the subject or victim of that camcorder. Those tapes and any videos saved on his cell phone, as well as text messages, will be stacking up as evidence for a motive. Jacksonville is quickly becoming a force to be reckoned with how fast it's growing. Topgolf moved in just less than a year ago, and they say the customer base has already exceeded expectations. But this one is opening up August 31st. Just don't forget your quarter. After grocery shopping, you can head over here to the PGA Superstore. I'm walking along 103rd Street right now on the west side, and this is a part of Jacksonville known as an opioid epicenter. It's not alone. You can see the crisis areas indicated in red on this map. We have Arlington, the urban core downtown, 5 Points, and then where we were today on the west side. Well, what are we doing in the middle of the busy Publix parking lot in Riverside? Well, we are bringing this, and we're setting it next to our very comfortable chair, and we are getting honest opinions about our Jacksonville Jaguars. We're just asking people what they think of the Gate gas station that's being built down the street. Right, one word, black if it's a good thing, red if it's not so good. There have been 4 Navy accidents just this year in Asian waters. The USS Antietam in January, the USS Lake Champlain in May, the USS Fitzgerald in June, where 7 people died, and now the USS John S. McCain, where remains were just found. Tonight, we're speaking with a retired Navy captain about the situation. That's when he told her to get in the car, and he told her to drive. Officers continued to follow them until the chase ended in a crash here. Many students can walk or bike, hence these bike lanes, but now that's not going to be the case for everyone. Either some students will now have to take a bus, or those taking a bus will just have to go to a different location. This new school being built here is at least a 3-mile trek, and for others, they have much further. He was just 15 years old when he and his younger sister were watching the news at their mother's house. It was through the TV that they learned of their father's murder. This will be a very different festival than we're used to. It's taking what we know to be one spark and combining it with what we know to be art walk and creating Spark Walk.
An Olympic story you'll only see right here. A local security guard has hopes of checking another item off of his bucket list.
All it will take is a little perseverance and a lot of sprints. Our Shelby Danielsen has the story.
Before the sun comes up, and while most people his age may still be sleeping, Mike Mulhern takes off his badge, kicks off his shoes, and takes off on a 172-yard dash.
I turned 70 in 3 months, and I haven't accomplished anything in my life yet. So I constructed this bucket list. The bucket list says I'm going to be the fastest man alive over 65. I'm going to be #1 on the New York Times bestseller list, so I got to write a novel real quick. And then I'm going to win the Nobel Peace Prize. I think that's on everybody's bucket list. Hardest thing about it is catching my breath afterward.
In the world of chasing your dreams, some may think Mike is a little late. But if you were to ask him, he'd say he's just in time. And for him, timing is everything.
Aging is a learned phenomenon. We learned that, at 80 years old, you're supposed to be decrepit, pushed around in a wheelchair. You don't have to buy it. I found this magnificent concrete field where I can train and become the fastest man alive.
4 years ago, Mike came in 4th place at the Senior Olympics in the 65 and older group.
And now, because I'm turning 70, I'm in a different age category.
Contrary to how most people feel getting older, he can't wait. It's another chance to achieve a dream that comes with a wildly motivational imagination.
I got hash marks here, so this is a football field. So I'm imagining that I'm going to catch a kickoff and I'm going to do a run back, Or the other fantasy is you can a saber-toothed tiger can be chasing after you and you're running for your life, you know. But I prefer the football one, so.
Mike was previously a security guard for Bowles High School, but a student told on him when they saw him running a sprint on the field overnight. This time, he says, his bosses are in the loop. It's his family he's now keeping the secret from.
I don't like to build up people's expectations and then have something happen where they're dashed, you know. We'll wait till the last minute, then I'll let them know all the details about their Olympian grandpa.
After the fastest sprint he can muster, he returns to work.
I guess that's as good as I can get it.
And cools down. But before this shift is over, he hits that football field one more time.
I always orchestrate all my jobs so that I find something fun about it, and the fun aspect of this job is I'm able to come up here and run.
And after a morning of laughing and sharing stories with us, Mike shares one more, proving he already accomplished one dream in his life, one that lasted for years.
These actually were my wife's hospital socks when she was dying of cancer in a Cypress Village. So these are in fond memory of her.
And with nothing but those socks to support him, he's off, running 56 meters more than his upcoming 100-meter dash. But that seems fitting for Mike, a man who sees age as just another year for opportunity.
So a lot of good things occur up here for me, and like I said, if I can win an Olympic gold medal for my training up here, I really feel like I've accomplished something in life.
Shelby Danielsen, First Coast News.
Wow, what an amazing story. We will be following his journey as he goes to Clearwater for the Senior Olympics this December.
Well, there's this dog, his name is Sydney, and he don't have that much toys. So, can you stop by his house and give him some toys?
I'll see what I can do.
Oh my gosh, where's the tissue? Come on, this is a heartwarming video out of Putnam County, and it went viral, as you could imagine. It captures the moment David Clift asks Santa to help others as his Christmas gift.
So have the tissue ready, because we're about to watch a very good story. Every year, Santa takes time to see kids like David. As a sensitive Santa, an opportunity for kids with special needs to get some quiet time with Kris Kringle. Not all the flashing lights and the crowds. Our Shelby Danielsen followed by and followed up with Santa as he prepared a surprise for David.
He was saying, you know, that Rudolph was special. I shouldn't treat him special. And I thought, you know, you're right. He's just another reindeer that has something different. I said, you and I are different. I said, so as long as you know that, you've already won the game.
Before heading back to the North Pole, Santa makes a stop at the library of C.L. Overturf Middle School in Palatka.
It just touched my heart.
Amidst a long list of things to do back at his workshop,
He never wanted anything for him.
making time to see 6th grader David Clift was at the top.
He's getting a special award today, and I came down because I think he is special.
But as David is called out of class to join us,
Joseph, we need to see David in the library.
he has no idea Santa is lurking just around the corner.
He's on his way.
Are you excited? All right, why don't you have a seat? We talked about his previous meeting with Santa and the internet sensation it has quickly become. If you saw him again, what would you say?
I'll give him a big hug and tell him I love him and spread joy out to all children.
That's very sweet. Maybe you'll see him even sooner than you thought. You should look over your shoulder.
Oh my God.
Hey, David. Remember I told you I always watched over my children? And I've been watching you.
Shocked and overjoyed, Santa and David finally
I'm
reunite.
glad you're getting this award.
He's real. I've looked him up, and even if people say he doesn't real, I believe him. So I think you should believe him too.
That's right. It's all in your heart.
That's what matters.
Yeah. I want to see this award you're getting.
Hey, Mr. Tucker.
You are our Student of the Month for the Character Pillar for Caring.
You smell like Santa.
Want to hold it?
I'm Student of the Month.
Student of the month. That's so great.
I'm very caring. This just got me good.
I'm mighty proud of you for winning that award.
Thank you, Santa.
As David and Santa's time together draws to an end,
I will see you, but you won't see me Christmas Eve.
David makes his most caring gesture of all.
You keep up the good work. And like I say, I love you.
I love you.
In Palatka, Shelby Danielsen, First Coast News.
Oh my gosh, that was awesome.
It was good. Well done.
Wow.
You gotta love them, right? Watch that 1,000 times online at firstcoastnews.com. The Sensitive Santa Ministry in Putnam County has tips for other communities on bringing the organization to children in their own area so they can enjoy Santa in the same way. And obviously it works. You can find those 15 helpful steps right now on firstcoastnews.com.
She was in a coma for almost 6 weeks. Her injuries were so bad that after 4 weeks it was medically induced. You know, she had broken both collarbones, her neck, all her ribs, her pelvis, all three bones, both legs.
He is describing somebody very important to him. So, what if a wild Mustang who's had no previous contact with humans could suddenly be able to train and help rehabilitate someone who is paralyzed? Well, that's the story we're about to share with you. Joe Williams' sister's life was turned upside down last year. First Coast News' Shelby Danielsen brings us this story of a horse named Silhouette and 2 siblings with an unbreakable bond.
Up forward. You're welcome. Thank you for coming.
In a world of cowgirl hats and boots, dust and dirt, Katie Williams fits right in.
Wait till you see all the horses.
In fact, you'd say her set of wheels gives her more horsepower than some of these horses.
Pop a wheelie.
These two brought their horse Silhouette from Ocala to the Jacksonville Equestrian Center, where she'll compete with other wild Mustangs before being adopted.
Well, they're set up for the horse show.
Joe has his hands full. This isn't quite second nature to him. At least, it didn't used to be. This world was all Katie. But now, she looks on in admiration of her older brother, following in her footsteps. Last March, Katie was hit when another car ran a red light.
You know, they had to revive her twice.
Doctors were not optimistic.
She proved them wrong every day. Little fighter. You don't remember any of it? No. That's good. We remember.
Eventually, she was moved to ICU to start therapy, but it didn't seem to help, so Joe started bringing in their animals, and they sparked her back to life.
This is what got her back on her feet, you know, get back to where she is now. Like, I may not understand you guys, but they will. We're gonna just talk to them. And she does.
That's the therapy Katie needed all along.
Relax.
Is Silhouette gonna win?
Good. Good. I'm glad she's not like, yeah.
Joe isn't here to win. He's here to make his sister happy. Although winning could help out with Katie's rehab. If Silhouette does win this weekend, she could give them $3,000 that would go toward getting a therapy horse. But if not, that's okay, because Katie already decided on her own to sell 2 of her favorite horses to go toward that therapy horse. Once they can get a therapy horse, Katie will finally be able to get back in the saddle, even if Joe still has to take the reins.
But I tell her it could have been a lot worse. You know, she could be not here. You know, and that's what she tells me every day. You know, thank you. Thank you. You are lucky. Yeah, very lucky.
What she calls luck looks a lot like love.
Oh, I love her.
Shelby Danielsen, First Coast News.